You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. Hey guys. What?
No. I was gonna ask if Opal Sparks was ready, and then you. Sorry. Okay. Start over.
That'll be the beginning. Okay. Yeah. Welcome to the POS Podcast. Well, today everybody's here like last time. Hooray! We're not actually talking on Skype right now. We're actually talking on Discord. We're just using Skype for video, so we're whoring out Skype.
There should be no technical errors whatsoever during this podcast.
There shouldn't be.
Because, you know,
well, at least for audio.
Add another point of failure to our production. Besides the three of us, Jim's not a failure, but we all.
Jim's awesome.
Yeah.
What? No, come on. Let me be a failure like you guys. Come on.
No, Jim, go be cool somewhere else.
Oh, man.
Jim, so cool. Jim.
This is like, oh, Saber, stop it.
He left. He literally stopped and left.
I had to take Lemmy outside.
Oh, I didn't notice the dog. Anyway, yeah, how was your guys' weeks?
Oh, it was good. Pretty good.
I don't know what happened. Something happened. I think I lived life last week.
Did you?
I think
I made a video. That was what I did for the last couple of days. That took a long ass time.
I haven't watched it yet.
also
I'm looking
made a
forward to
video.
seeing it.
I tried this time. What was I thinking? Such a foolish. I knew it was dumb because like I've made a few gaming videos on my channel. I made a video about Doom, the new Doom, and every time I make a gaming video, no one ever watches it. I guess nobody cares about my thoughts on video games. So I spent like honestly like 3 or 4 days cutting and editing, recording and scripting this video, and it has like less than 2K views. I'm just like,
I feel like sometimes to me it's like you just got to work on the video you want to work on. And
yes,
because there's been a lot of reviews I worked on that like nobody cares about, but I was like, no, this has to be good. This has to be the best review of this.
I think this is probably the best video I've done since my Digimon video, because those are the two videos I've like really had like a personal investment in, because like I love Doom, I love Digimon, so like I think it shows like I cared more about those two.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen where you make a video that like it might not ring with everyone else, and it's gonna do with your subscribers.
That's good for you.
Unlike Saber Spark with over 1 million views on Powerbank Girls.
Yeah.
Listen, all you gotta do is find the next big thing and talk about it.
You have to if you say twerking 4 times in a video, 1 million views. I know Saber doesn't want to tell it. I know this secret too. It's 4 times. Oh, I'm sorry.
Jim, actually, a couple of funny things about that video. I actually read a comment where someone's like, "Did you say 666 reported?" like, do you know what that means? I'm like, I think I know what that means. And then there was another one where it was the twerking thing. People like, I think you counted twerking once already. I'm like, did I? And then there's another one where someone was like, what was it? Shoot, what was it? I made a. Well, okay, I'm thinking of it. The Samurai Jack thing. Folks are like, I'm not gonna watch Samurai Jack now. I'm like, oh no, slow down.
Slow down there.
It's fake. Make sure you watch it at least once. Make sure it's good. Oh God, what was it? There was one thing in particular. I was like, you're stupid. Oh, I've got to learn to stop doing sarcasm in my videos. Because there was one where
you need to keep doing it to weed out the stupid people.
They come surging up.
Well, I think there should be, because anytime I feel like people are too like into being super clear online, and it makes online like daytime TV or something. You should just be sarcastic as fuck.
Well, let me tell you.
I mean, as sarcastic as you want to be. You don't have to be as sarcastic as fuck. I mean, don't go that far. But like, maybe it's freak, not as fuck, you know.
Or frick.
Or frick. Maybe it's frick.
That's like the middle school cuss word. No, I remember there's one occasion in my, I think it was the cartoons aren't just for kids video or whatever, or adults. or whatever it's called. And I said, guys, I used to be, or I work as a barista at guess where? And people were like, did this douchebag just say it like that? It's barista or something like that. I'm like, okay.
Like that guy sounds like he's from New Jersey. Did he type in New Jersey accent? Oh, this douchebag thinks he's fucking fucking Spanish barista or some shit.
I'm like, I'm joking. And then there's one with this one where I said, like, epic internet memes, and folks like, did this guy just say meme? It's meme with a little, like, proper way of saying it. I'm like, whatever. I give up.
My new favorite comment. I have a couple favorite negative comments. One is I gave a positive review to an Iranian film, and someone's like, how can this film be good if we hate Iran? And I was like, that's my all-time favorite. My second favorite was someone went to a review I did of a movie that's hard to find and said, if this film is missing, you couldn't have reviewed it. So this, how could you make a review of it? And I was like, in the video, I give a description. Like, I was like, I've seen the movie. I was like, could you watch the video?
I'm not watching your video, but I will reply to it.
Right, yeah. No, because, I get that all the time. I have a video on Rebel Pixels about a video editor, like a free video editor. I'm like, this is this is a great free video editor. I edited this video in it. It's fucking awesome. And then I got, literally 50 comments. Does this program leave a watermark? I'm just like, is there a watermark in this video? No! Then it doesn't fucking leave a watermark!
Perfect. Yeah.
It's kind of like, you gotta... Once you become more successful on YouTube, you've got to understand you will have people like that, where you have people who are like, kill yourself, or people asking really obvious questions, and the best thing you can do is just ignore it.
Wait, are you saying when people leave that comment to kill yourself, you don't have to do that? Or...
No, no, Jim.
You mean you've done it before?
What? No, I'm just...
Oh, reincarnation confirmed. I thought you looked familiar. Wallace.
I like those because I called people who like Batman, Superman idiots. I don't think that's worth killing myself over. That'd be the lamest suicide note ever.
That would be pretty bad.
It's the Suicide Squad note.
How bad was this movie? Suicide Squad. Oh wow! So what, guys? All right, I have a great way we can promote our movie. We have a guy jump off of a building with a poster that says Suicide Squad, and he hits the ground.
It would be funny if they're like he lived and we didn't quite see it, so we're going back up.
He lives and the movie's a failure. It's like, if only we killed him. If only he died. This movie could have been a success if the sacrifice was completed.
Yeah.
Well.
All right, Bailey, what's going on in the news today?
All right, first thing, let's talk about a movie, Angry Birds.
Yes.
Yeah, that came out.
Who else saw it? Just you and me?
Yeah, just you and me. But I showed Tom and Saber this video that was very interesting, and that neither of us pointed out in. Well, I haven't made my video yet, so I might point it out. But the fact that it might be a big metaphor for something.
Oh, okay.
Is it though?
I knew about this. I knew about this when I shot my review. But the thing is with that is that people are like, oh, that he's like Donald Trump or something. Basically.
No. What?
I've heard that one that Red is like Donald Trump. Or
no, it's like that the main characters are Germany because they're in the German flag.
Oh, okay. I've heard, yeah. There's a bunch of things like that, and I'm like, yeah, but the difference is like those. It's like purposely these pigs came just to do that. Yeah. And it'd be different if they're trying to assimilate into society, and then Red was against them, and it was unfounded. But since in the plot of Angry Birds, it is actually not to take Red's side.
Red was right the whole time.
Yeah, Red is actually.
The moral of the story is that immigrants are fucking awful.
I mean, I think
it's insane because
I get why people are saying it doesn't put immigration in the most positive light, but I don't think it's necessarily trying to say that, because I don't think realistically most people who have any sort of intelligence will tell you that a big bunch of immigrants aren't coming in one ship to steal all our eggs and, you know, eat them and stuff. That's like pretty ridiculous. So I think, like, to me, it's like, yeah, sure, that's like ancient kind of racism stuff, but it's what?
You know what a metaphor is?
Yeah, but it's I don't know. To me, it's like I was like,
I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm 100% on this. Rovio hates immigrants.
Wait, Rovio's a European company, isn't it?
They have every reason to be pissed about this. Okay, look.
I don't get it though. Like, it's like the guys are like, we need to make a movie that brings to light the immigrant issue and problem here in Europe.
Look, they understand.
If only we had a platform.
This generation is
Angry
fucked,
Birds
but the
movie.
next generation can be programmed, and they're doing it.
I think the problem with it is that usually when you have large immigrant populations coming to a country, they're usually kind of hated initially and then assimilated into culture. And in Angry Birds, they're loved initially, and Red is the only one who is kind of is questioning it. So I think to me, it's like when I tried to think about it, it was like, yeah, sorta, but not really, because if they hated the pigs,
yeah, but if you think about it, all of Europe wasn't really feeling the whole immigration thing, but it was Germany who was like, yeah, come to Germany, it's fine, and that's why they got all fucked up. It all fits. Conspiracy theory accepted. Germany,
I guess.
Angry Birds. It all works.
To me, that movie is too corporate and lame to.
Yeah,
to
though the thing is, like,
ruin this for me.
There is a bit of like symbolism with that bird that Red kicks, that's kicking the soccer ball. That bird's colors is like the Argentina flag. So it's like, here, this is what you get for winning the World Cup.
And you know what's insane?
Oh my God.
You know what's crazy though about it though, is that the Angry Birds themselves aren't even allowed to read literature from their previous history. Mine Grump.
What? Oh my God, that was wow. I don't know where. Okay, I don't know. I think let's not try to give. Oh boy. To me, it's like, let's not give the Angry Birds movie more credit than it really deserves.
That means the Angry Birds used to be Nazis, right?
Well, actually, you know, Bomb is Goebbels, and the yellow one is Eva Braun, and red is Hitler. So that's how it works.
Oh,
yeah, but anyway, the movie itself, like, despite what if you think it like means any of that, it's all right. Like, it's
the best video game movie adaptation of all time.
Pretty much, which is
so?
It's not accomplishing much. But,
you know what?
Yeah.
I don't even really, even if it is, I don't even want to say that.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it is like they clearly cared, like that this movie looked really good. Like it wasn't like they phoned it in. Like there was only like a couple jokes I even liked, but there were some sequences I was like,
yeah, the animation is actually pretty good in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It was kind of like it's a very corporate animated movie, but it's like by a corporation who like really cared about making a really corporate bland animated kids movie. You know, there's like no real personality to it, but you're just kind of like,
the only thing is that I think like the first third of it is probably better than the rest of the movie, because once the pigs come in, the pigs feel like minions. They really do.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I like the end battle sequence. I thought.
Yeah, that one's fun, but I think like the first like third, where it's just the birds interacting with each other, is more fun than the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, I don't. You know, it was. I kind of don't get people like how it did so well and stuff, but it's
been
like
doing pretty well. It's like almost to 200 million now.
Yeah, it's like one of those bland animated movies where you're like, okay, well, it's just.
I mean, Minions made $1 billion, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a chance there
Still
could be an
forgiven
Angry Birds
mankind for
too.
that.
I haven't either. Did you see that?
Minions?
Yeah.
No, I like myself.
I'm glad that Minions didn't do better than Inside Out in America, though. So at least we got that.
Yeah. Only in America, though.
Only in America, though.
Only in America. Only in America, where Red will defend our shores.
Dude, Red is Donald Trump, and I love that.
Well, look, dude. Just look at the eyebrows. That's all I'm saying.
There was I saw a 4chan post that kind of cracked me up, and this is gonna be super offensive, where somebody's like, "Why do I need to read? I'm sorry. Why do I need to learn German? What? So I can read the Quran?" And it's like, oh.
Oh my god.
It's like, okay. Good luck, Europe. I hope you all can peacefully resolve that. Thank God Europe listens to this podcast.
Oh, you should
we
see
might
the
have some European viewers.
The EU's listening right now. The EU's like,
ooh, bonjour.
Get out.
All right. You guys want to move on to the next thing?
Sure.
Okay.
Speaking of video games, Tom, you've been playing Doom.
I did play Doom, and I made a big video on it, which you can go watch. Or you can hear me talk about it in a less good way right now.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of videos on it, and it looks really, really fun.
It's fucking awesome! Everyone should go play Doom. If you haven't played the original Doom because you're young, you should play that too, because it's fucking great.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
I've never played Doom, ever, for anything. I need to play it. After I saw the hype for this game, and I listened to the music, and heard what you have to say, and then Rich and Jack from Red Letter Media did a review of it. Said it's one of the best modern FPSers in a long time. I'm like, I gotta try this out.
I mean, the original Doom's like a classic. Like I played that so much, that and Doom 2, a lot.
Jim, you should play the new one. It's definitely an evolution of that, but it definitely has the same spirit of it. So if you enjoyed those games, you'd enjoy the new one.
Oh, okay, cool. I like in the subways here and on taxi cabs, they have tons of cool ads for it, and I'm like, oh, Doom's back? Damn, it's been
You should
a
watch
while.
my video, Jim. I tried this time. It's actually not shit.
I was actually I was planning on watching it. I watched your Steven Universe today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That one is cool.
Ooh, Lapis and baseball shorts.
Those were leaked. You can't talk about
No,
those.
they weren't leaked.
The pirates.
They weren't leaked. They were aired in France. That doesn't make it a leak.
Yes, it does.
First,
Why were they
the
aired in
immigrants
France?
to now
I don't
Steven
know.
Universe. Is
Maybe
there anything
the French like it
keep
better.
From leaking in?
Wait, whoa, that
The
was
Nazis leaked in.
Whoa.
And they fucking episodes. Those bastards.
oh my god. No, but wait, so
Down
were they
with France.
were they? Oh boy, was this episode all in French? Was it like
No, it was in English.
Univers?
But it had
just
like
changed
French
the
titles. Yeah.
We're all in French. And then they had French subtitles for signs.
They all had mustaches and baguettes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
berets.
Baguettes for hats.
French.
Okay. Anyways, Doom is it's so fucking good. It's just, it throws out all the modern conventions of first-person shooters where it's just you have to take cover and you have regenerating health. So you get hit with 5 bullets, you can just take a 5-second breather and you're perfectly healthy again. It's no, you have a health bar, you have, it's no cover. You have to just keep constantly moving, or you just get fucking wrecked. There's no aiming down the sights. It's you don't have to
music sounds
your
awesome.
guns. It's the fucking best, and has really brutal glory kills where you just mutilate people and punch their faces off. It's fucking the best.
The music sounds awesome. I worked out to it today, and I was listening to the BFG one you sent me.
It's so good.
I can only think I hope that this music conveys a scene where you're the Doom guy, which you probably are, just mercilessly beating the crap out of these demons.
The funniest thing about the
one.
game is that Doom guy himself just is completely disconnected from the very threadbare plot of the game. So like you're going through the game, and the plot of the game is that the UAC, this company, has harvested the energy of hell as a renewable energy source, which sounds like a terrible idea because it is a terrible idea.
What?
But, like,
no, I'm actually really for that. I have a pamphlet also.
Jim, not all of us live in hell like you do, so I know good
No,
Satan,
listen,
but for the rest of us.
Look, there's always people going there. It's a renewable energy source.
Always
As long
people
as we
going
make,
Just because you're already there.
just look. As we said before, Minions was a hit. There's a lot of people going to hell, so it's a renewable energy source.
Right. But like, there's this whole story, and like the main guy in charge of the facility is like name is Samuel Hayden, and he's always just like communicating you through messages and stuff. And like Doom Guy just doesn't give a fuck. Like the first part of the game, he like contacts you over radio on this like screen, and he's like in the middle of talking to you. You just grab the screen and just throw it away and break it because you don't want to listen to him. And like the entire time, it's just like all this serious shit's going down, and Doom Guy just wants to kill shit. You know?
It's refreshing.
Yeah, it's just like the game. It like makes fun of other games, like other shooters, like their serious fucking story, because like they have a story. And the funny thing is, they put a lot of effort into the story too, because like it's not presented in cutscenes very much, but there's like a huge codex on like everything, and you can collect all these items to learn everything about the story. And the story's pretty cool, but it understands that like this is a Doom game. You shouldn't have to be subject to the story if you don't want to. And like the character you play as is the same way. So like he's just constantly like hateful of everybody. So he hates the guy who's giving you the orders. He's constantly just like telling him to fuck off. And it's the best. It's fucking the coolest.
That makes sense, because in the 90s, Doom was always the super violent, dangerous game your parents didn't want you to have. So it's like the fact that they've made it like going against, you know, the idea of the genre makes sense, because it's supposed to be that cool, awesome game that like you can't believe you got, even through shareware or whatever. So like, to me, that I have a limited knowledge of Doom, but just the basic knowledge I have of it, that fits in perfectly with that.
Yeah,
you know?
they really understood the legacy of the property when they made this.
Oh, awesome.
Like,
how many Doom games have there been? When was the last one before? When was Doom 3?
Doom 3 came out in like 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
Two was like in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a couple
so.
years
Yeah,
after Doom 1. Then they took a huge break. Then there was Doom 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this game took forever because they were originally making Doom 4. And I guess halfway through production, they scrapped the whole thing because it was becoming too much like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. So they
I'm
scrapped
so
everything
glad they
had
didn't
and started
scrap
over.
it. I love that. Don't be afraid to start over.
Yeah.
I'm totally for that.
Turned into like everyone was like really afraid for this game to come out because like it had such a troubled development history, and then the multiplayer beta came out and the multiplayer is not that great, so everyone's like, oh no, this is gonna be shit. And then it refused to give anyone reviewer copies, and that usually means we don't want reviews to come out ahead of the game being released because people will hate it. So it was like a huge red flag, and everyone's like, this game's gonna flop hard. And then it came out and it was the fucking tits, and it was the best thing ever. Go play it immediately and watch my video because it needs more views. We can't let Total Biscuit win. He just ran for half an hour. I tried, god damn it.
But you're not British, Tom. You're not British.
I gotta start faking.
Yeah, that's automatically like 100,000 YouTube subscribers right there.
I should just fake a British accent.
Is that true? I don't.
Yeah, it's true.
I like how you said that.
If you are a girl, that even is multiplied.
Yeah, that's another 100,000 if you're a girl.
If you're a British girl, fucking forget it.
Yeah.
Like the way you said that first. You're like, yeah, that's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's true. It's true.
I read a report.
I read a report. I saw a works cited page with multiple sources.
All right, next thing. There was a teaser for Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That happened.
That came out today, I believe.
I don't. You know, when I watched it and the Alan Menken score came on, I instantly thought, so this is my problem with it that I've had for a long time with these Disney remakes, is that, well, why should I watch this if this is just like the animated one? Like, I still don't get like what there's no perspective to it. That's interesting.
No,
Like, that's what they didn't sell me on.
Jim, you're missing this. All right. Jim,
What? What is it?
Ian McKellen is the clock.
No, I get.
So shut the fuck.
Ian McKellen is Cogsworth.
Because that seems to be all the comments I've heard from it is people like, no, like Emma Watson is Belle, and I'm like, okay. I mean,
that's the only. This is fan service. This is pretty much saying like, what if this actor was this and this? If that's all it is. That's all it is. With some.
I just don't. I still don't get like it. Like to me is. I'm so sick of these movies in general, but this teaser, like, kind of, I was like, well, it's going to be a big thing, so I'm going to have to see it, but I'm not happy about it. And,
it'd be fun if they started animating, like, the live action stuff just to mess with us, but, like, Pirates of the Caribbean animated, or, I don't know.
Yo, that would be awesome!
I know.
Pirates of the Caribbean animated?
That sounds like...
Yeah,
you mean Treasure Planet?
I mean, I don't know. I also don't get, like, Beauty and the Beast, like, the animated one is actually really based on this French Beauty and the Beast, live action Beauty and the Beast. So it's kind of weird that they took inspiration from the Cocteau's Beauty and the Beast, made an animated movie, and then changed to a live action movie. It's like, and that one has a different perspective on that story. And I think, like, that's still my complaint is, like, you got, like, Maleficent was the closest they got, and they didn't even really stick to it. Like, they need to give us a different, give me a reason to show up, because I still haven't gotten it. You know, other than, like, the thing I like about these is I know I'll rewatch Beauty and the Beast when that comes out. So I'm happy. I'm excited for that, for me watching my DVD, which I have on my shelf. So I guess Disney, thanks. But you could just re-release Beauty and the Beast. I'd be cool with that, too. You know?
Yeah. I'd like to see that in theaters.
I haven't
The
seen
original.
any of these Disney movies, like the remakes of the animated ones, so...
You haven't what?
I haven't seen any of these movies. Like, I don't really find any interest in them.
Yeah.
So.
I mean...
Yeah,
well,
they're really not that great.
It looks like...
If they redo Lion King, I'm gonna fucking riot. I'm just saying that right now.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, ever
the next
since
10
Jungle
years.
Book made a ton of money, they're like, let's do Lion King next.
Well,
If they do that, the only one that I would actually think would be kind of funny to see redone as a live action film would be Emperor's New Groove. I'd watch that. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
you know,
That
if
could
only
work.
they do 101 Dalmatians in live action. Now, hear me out, guys.
Oh shit!
They
Tell
should
me
do
more.
it.
I'm into
They should
this
do it.
already.
I'm thinking.
Whoa,
thinking-
Jim.
Hold up.
Jim, the technology isn't there yet.
No.
Isn't there. I mean, how would we get that many puppies?
Oh well, dude, you don't even
Jim.
know.
Jim,
We're gonna get. Do you guys know who Glenn Close is? Because she could play Cruella DeVille.
Oh my
And
god.
it's gonna be off the hook.
that's
It's gonna.
that's great, but I think we should go with Caitlyn Jenner instead. Let's just play it safe. Okay.
What?
By the way, there is going to be a 101 Dalmatians spinoff thing called Cruella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Emma
Stone's-
Stone's playing Cruella.
I just. I mean, I am interested. They are saying they're going to do a Black Cauldron, but they named it off of the series of books instead of calling it Black Cauldron, so nobody picked up that story. So that's why But I am still curious about Pete's Dragon. So that's the one I'm kind of.
Yeah. The dragon looks really weird though.
Well, that
From what
it
what
like
we've seen so
doesn't
far.
look that interesting. I mean, it looks like I don't know the original movie that well. It doesn't look amazing. It's just that director is like a weird art house director, and that Disney picked him to do Pete's Dragon was always weird. So I'm kind of just curious, like, how does this work, and how much of that art house guy is going to be on display in this movie? You know,
Yeah.
we'll see. And I think he's doing Peter Pan. Like, they really liked him too.
Oh, good
So
lord,
it's like-
nothing said. I want to see the trailer for Dumbo, where it's like Dumbo live action. The crows are like, I ain't saying about everything. When I
I wouldn't
They all
mind.
got mammy faces with beaks, and it's like, oh, Disney, what are you doing?
I
Why
wouldn't
we
mind,
put
like,
Kevin Hart as the crow?
Ooh.
Go on, Jim. I want to hear you
I-
say.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did like the ones that nobody really likes, like the 80s ones, like between Fox and the Hound and Little Mermaid. Like, do your Oliver and Companies, or what was that Sherlock Holmes one? Which one was
Great
that?
Mouse
I
Detective?
forget.
I love that one.
Oh,
That could be
No, like-
interesting.
do the ones that people aren't like. To me, it's like there was John Waters had this theory, like remake bad movies and make them better, and like Black Cauldron doesn't really work. Do the things
What
in your
about
library
Pocahontas?
that like. Oh, that's a good point because Pocahontas. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, they could do
We
Pocahontas.
could
That
even
would make
get
sense.
Mel Gibson to actually play John
I
Smith.
mean, Pocahontas. Pocahontas. You know what I like about Pocahontas is in 1995, Disney put out Pocahontas, and Toy Story came out, and it was like the greatest shift in animation history. Just happened.
Yeah.
Like they were riding high on this renaissance, and then they're like, "Let's put out Pocahontas. What's gonna go wrong?" And then
What's
it
the worst second? Okay. Oh. Well, thank God we got Phil Collins to back us up in Tarzan. I'm just saying. Two industries, one company.
I just don't. I don't know. I'm not into these, but I still see them. So I'm not seeing through the looking glass though. So not.
No, I'm not.
I'm seeing that this weekend because I don't really care about X-Men.
Oh, dude, I'm like, I love X-Men.
And from what I've heard, Apocalypse isn't that great from the early
No,
reviews.
I don't think it's going to be. But I'm a huge X-Men dork.
It
I
sounds
grew
like
up
you're
reading
saying
X-Men.
you're like, the apocalypse is kind of a letdown. It's like,
I mean, like
don't know. Expect more fire.
Four horsemen. You could have used a few more. I'm just saying, Jesus.
Just four. All right.
It took a while for him to just fucking kill everybody, you know?
I don't get out of bed. I don't.
I
get
was
out of bed
scared
for
like the
Four
first
Horsemen.
month, but now we're on like month 12, and I'm just like, I'll get here eventually. I'm just fucking bored at this point.
All right.
Like, when's Game-
Hold on. I just want to say that if like, it's interesting that let's say Revelation, the biblical version of Revelation, actually happens and the rapture happens. It's gonna be
I thought
interesting.
you were actually when you said that. I thought you were going to give us a revelation about yourself. But go on.
No, I was gonna say
You were like revelation. I'm like, about what?
no. It's gonna be a very interesting day on Twitter. Hashtag rapture. Hashtag OMG.
Hashtag left behind.
Left behind. It's like it's real. I can't find it. What's going to happen next?
It's like that movie, that Seth Rogen movie. Is it?
What? This is the.
Oh, the
Sausage
interview.
Party.
This is the.
That was the interview.
No, not the
Pineapple
interview.
Express.
Huh?
That
Oh,
was super bad.
No, he
Super
means
This
he
is
means
the
that
end.
no,
Yeah, this
he
is
means
the end.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Wait,
no,
no. We're in the
you're-
middle of the podcast.
You're talking about
No, what?
the Christmas miracle one with Jesus knocked up.
No. It's 50-50.
Oh, that's the one.
That's the
Okay,
one.
moving on.
Paleo's patience.
So Jeff Goldblum, our
Okay,
Lord
let's
and
move on.
Savior, is going to be in Thor 3 as a villain, I guess.
I heard that. And he's people are saying he might be in Infinity War as well.
I hope so.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Or I guess he's
That's
a
cool.
villain. But yeah, apparently, in order to get people to go see Thor 3, they're having the Hulk in it too.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
they're
really
re-
don't care about the Thor movies.
Yeah, I noticed they're really retconning the Thor 3 to make it into something.
Yeah.
You know, wait, this image you have, by the way, for the kids out there, or the people who I assume are kids, I don't know. Anyway, the image in here with Jeff Goldblum and Thor is pretty funny.
Yeah.
It looks like
That's an image
right?
from him from Life Aquatic, I believe.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I want that villain to look just like that. Just
It would be hilarious.
I mean, he does look. If you watch the Independence Day 2 trail or Resurgence or whatever, the really long one that came out today, he looks like the only good actor in that whole movie. Like
there's another one.
He looks really funny in Independence Day 2. So I think, I think he's about to have a big resurgence because,
Yeah.
all the fun stuff that Will Smith would do, he's not in it. So
What? Wait, so there's an extended trailer that came
Because
out.
Will Smith denied all of it, and he's making terrible decisions
well,
as far as what he's starring in.
he just I don't know. I do like that they kept in Independence. We weren't going to talk about Independence Day, were we?
No.
Am I ruining if you?
Go,
okay.
talk
You-
about
you
it.
can-
I
you
wanna
can
hear
go
it.
No, because I've known about the plot of 2 for a while. That the idea was they were going to have technology from the aliens that influenced this alternate future, and they kept going back and forth whether we'd have crazy technology that we don't have in our reality. And there was a script for a while that goes, no, that's why we have iPhones. And I'm like, no, lame, no, don't do that. But then apparently they've kept the crazy sci-fi thing because all the planes are like spaceships and like they're on the moon in this movie and stuff. And I was like, that's the Independence Day 2 I want. I want the weird sci-fi Independence Day 2. So I'm
wanna say a
excited about
couple
that
of
element.
things. I love it because there can be some. I'm a huge fan of dogfights. Like I love watching, especially like humans versus aliens. I love it, and this is going to be full of it with their futuristic F-22 fighters. A couple of things I'm going to call out right now. Okay, so I love the fact that the aliens are coming back, and this time they're like what happened to our interns? Like, oh, we sent them to Earth. Oh, they're dead. Don't tell their parents.
The one thing I am worried about is it's the guy who directed Independence Day, who, if you look at everything he's directed since then, is really bad. And I wish they had gotten a younger director who, like, Jurassic World. I mean, that guy's not as good as Spielberg or anything, but like that whole idea of getting a young director who really liked Independence Day, I think would have been a better choice. But
Yeah.
Because I think it'll probably it'll be like 2.5 hours long, and I'll be really bored with it, and it'll suck. But I'm hoping they brought it, and it'll be a cool, weird sci-fi sequel. But we'll see. Not that the first one's amazing, but
I'll tell you how it's going to end already. Okay, so the grandmother ship's going to be floating in orbit, and they're going to go, "What do we do?" And they're like, "We still have that other spaceship at Area 51. Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith's son will jump in it, and it's not even going to be Will Smith's son from the actual. It will be Jaden Smith as Jaden Smith hopping into the spaceship with. Hold on, I think my headphones are broken. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So Jaden Smith, Jeff Goldblum in the spaceship going up to the grandmother's ship. Okay, the plan of attack. Give them another virus. Okay, so they're flying, through the mothership. They're just kind of, wow, this is actually working. They're going to pull into the station, the same one from the last time, except the same design. And then the alien door is going to open up, and the aliens are going to go, ha ha! We anticipated this. We knew that you all might give us a virus. That's why we have Norton antivirus software. And the ship will start blowing up because they downloaded 2 antivirus softwares. They downloaded Norton and they downloaded malware. So
wait, so the way you defeated the aliens is the same reason my parents' computer's slow?
Precisely.
Yes.
The doors are gonna be closing, but they'll be buffering. Like,
it'd be better if the aliens were like, well, we already gave you a virus. You go, wait, what do you mean? And they're like, where do you think cancer came from?
Ooh. Or no, the aliens they have old tech. Like, what do we do? They grab a phone, it has a cord on it. Like, they have flip phones. There's a bunch of old technology to invade Earth. Prepare the ships. These are the most retarded aliens I've ever seen.
I still think, just like I thought with Jurassic World, that there'd be a Jeff Goldblum cameo at the end. I still think Will Smith's gonna have a cameo in it, even though they've told us he's dead. By the way, on the website, that's how they told us.
There's that funny comic with Jurassic World where the 2 boys go into the old Jurassic Park and they have the flashlight and they're looking around there's the old helmet, there's the old Jeep, and they turn the light and Jeff Goldblum's just laying there hey.
Yeah.
with his shirt off and everything.
It's funny Goldblum is having a resurgence, but not
A resurgence, you say?
Oh,
god damn it. God damn it. God damn it.
What's next in the news?
All right, next is Amazon is making a service called Amazon Video Direct. It's supposed to be directly competing with YouTube. Kind of too late on that.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, that boat has sailed.
Wait, so where anyone can upload stuff
Yeah.
to?
That's
Too bad that site name sounds like ass.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought when you said that they were gonna like mail me. It'd be like Redbox.
I thought it was gonna be like a Netflix competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they already had that with Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Maybe they should.
I mean,
come
here's
up
the
with...
thing: if they can like start a platform, and then for some reason YouTube does something really shitty, and they can just be like, "Hey guys,"
Look, that's
might
you know
have a
what
chance.
though? Because there's no blip anymore, and
Yeah.
there's not really a competitor. So maybe there is that open space for a second.
The Bernie Sanders approach. I like it.
No, but there is like what is second to YouTube? Like Vimeo, which is
Daily
like such
Motion,
a distance.
I think.
You know, well, Dailymotion's like, come on.
Well,
Let's
okay.
be
Facebook.
Actually,
I would-
Facebook video
Facebook
is
Video.
To YouTube
Face-
to make the YouTube less shit. So I hope that it fucking takes off. I don't. There needs to be some sort of killer app for this service.
Mm.
You know, maybe if there's like, I don't even know what it would be. I think if they want people to use the service, I think first thing you'd have to make it. You'd have to have like an import option, some way to like if you're a YouTuber, like click all my videos are now on here. I don't have to re-upload them. You know, so
Yeah.
you can kind of like move yourself over there really
Oh, I
easily.
see.
Like,
Well, you
it would
know what?
also be pretty cool if you could have a way of like, oh, if you sign up for Video Direct and the person you're following on YouTube is on there, you automatically subscribe to them, so it's easier to migrate your audience over too. Like, they need to make something like that, I think, because that's the whole reason so many people don't leave YouTube is because like they're already established there. If you could make migration easier for both creators and viewers, you might have an option there. But then in addition to that, you need some sort of killer app that YouTube doesn't have. I think right now for creators, it would be paying more money and having a much more transparent copyright dispute process. I think if they could nail all of those right from the get-go, they'd have a chance.
Well, if they also, if they just put like instead of reading reviews, you could just watch a bunch of videos under a product, they would instantly get tons of views.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, they already kind of do that because you can upload video reviews to your Amazon reviews, but to automatically aggregate that, that'd be pretty good.
Or
I
like
think, you know,
Like
you
if
know what
we're
else they'll
doing
probably
movie
do?
reviews, it'll
you know
have
how
like
they were having
links to
that
the
feature where
thing.
like they were having if you do videos of products, like the product will pop up on YouTube or whatever, and you can click on it to get more info, and like that'll give you like ad revenue.
Yeah.
I think if they'd probably integrate that, because I mean everything Amazon's done has been trying to get people to buy shit on Amazon, like Kindle.
Yeah.
The entire point of Kindle is to get you to buy. So I'm sure this will tie into that in some way. But if they can add that as another revenue stream for creators,
well, it's also like with Blips. I mean, I'm not that familiar with Blip, but their whole revenue stream was being Blip, was doing the videos, and Amazon's kind of already got all these other things, so they can waste a couple $100 million, probably a couple $1 billion on this thing, and make it, at least make it comparable to a second choice.
I mean, they're going to spend a lot of money because like Amazon spends all of their profit and reinvests. They don't have any cash in the bank. They spend every dollar they make essentially. That's what Jeff Bezos does. It's just like, we're going to keep investing in Amazon. We have no profit left over. We just burn it all.
I mean,
so I'm sure they'll sink a lot of cash into this.
I would be curious. I would at least. I remember the days when there were so many YouTube competitors, and I would upload something to like MySpace Video and all these different ones that none of them exist anymore. But like, I would at least maybe try it out for one video, see what happens. Just because. But I think Hulu originally was going to do, but they didn't.
I want to chime in on something quickly. So, it's talking about streaming services. I read this interesting article. It says from September onwards, Netflix will become the exclusive U.S. pay TV home of the latest films from Disney, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Pixar. So
yeah, because of the Disney deal.
I think that's awesome.
No, it's going to be. Well, what I'm curious about is everyone thought the Star Wars, the original trilogy, was going to be there for Force Awakens, which it isn't, which it wasn't. but Rogue One needs that extra push. So I
does.
think that's going to happen. So it'll be cooler when like Doctor Strange comes out. You can see, a bunch of other Marvel movies and stuff. You don't have to go through your Blu-rays or ask your friend who bought the Thor movies for some reason. You can borrow the.
I honestly thought it said.
But it's
Boy.
interesting what's happening right now with streaming and online video, because I think it's going in a weird way because Amazon actually has less titles than it had a year ago. Because because so many other platforms exist, but now you have niche streaming niche
like that Criterion and CCM thing that's coming out.
Filmstruck, and you have Shudder, and I could see
I saw an ad for that recently, the Shudder thing. It's basically horror stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see, because YouTube, there's not a lot of options. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one just for, Twitch is pretty much, but that's just streaming, but it's all. Is it pretty much all gaming? There's other stuff.
There's some like Bob Ross things, but it's mostly it's gaming.
But Amazon Video Direct could take advantage of a lot of that stuff. So I think it could. Even like, what if you have Transparent? You're watching Transparent. Someone makes a video essay that's really good about Transparent. You make it a related video. It helps out this creator, but it also helps out someone talking about their content. Maybe what they should do is find someone who makes video essays, who wants to do one about Catastrophe or Man in the High Castle, have it all, and then people go, I'll watch like how Man in the High Castle, the series is different from the book, and what the differences are, and what the book's like, and then they'll buy the book. You've gotten a creator who people will watch, and they'll watch the show even more because they understand a little bit more. That would be the best way to do it. But of course, they're not going to contact a creator to do that. So, but if they did and they were smart about it and they had someone who could do that, but Amazon does have the resources. So if they're really smart and really got it to work, they could, but I don't know what they're planning, but they really could integrate it fair, because Amazon's so integrated, like all their departments and stuff. It could be huge, but how many failed YouTubes were there? Does anyone know the number?
I'm sure plenty of them jumped on board.
Over 9,000.
Here's a quick question. So Amazon, Netflix, HBO, I forget what was the other one. Showtime, I think, did a recent one. So you have all these channels that are starting to say, well, let's offer our own streaming service with our own entertainment. And I wonder, when's it going to get to a point where it's like, if only there was a way to incorporate all of these different channels into some kind of website, where we can cable it all together. I don't know.
Cable it all together.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if there is like a streaming service for streaming services. I totally see that happening.
Here we go again, boys.
That's the whole problem right now, is because like we have all these people who want to be cord cutters and stuff and don't want to be tied to cable subscriptions anymore. And like companies have responded and made their own streaming services, but they all cost a monthly fee. So at this point, if you want to watch all the TV you get on cable without cable, you have to pay more.
Yeah.
To, like all these streaming services.
I just do without. I'm like, screw it. I don't need it. I'll just give me
I have
Netflix.
the piratebay.com, and it's free for life, motherfucker.
Woo! Yarg.
But you're gonna see like even CBS All Access, when that Star Trek show launches, that site's gonna explode. It's just because people are gonna want to support.
I'm just saying. My site was exploding last night when the new Game of Thrones episode came out.
Well, Kiss Cartoon exploded when the new Steven Universe came.
Yeah.
Man, whoever made that site.
I've been watching so much Clarence on Kiss Cartoon. It's amazing.
My friend watched it, and I watched it behind him. That's what I meant to say.
He was telling me about. Yeah.
He actually took my laptop and put it in the URL. That's not actually me. And then he kept checking my video stats constantly like a demon. It was weird. Anyway, point is, I wasn't. He kept refreshing. I don't know, during the opening credits. It's fucking weird. Ignore it.
All right. Um. I think we'll do two or one more thing before Q&A.
Two, one
Two
more
or
thing.
one.
This has been a
Uh,
goofy podcast. This is the
Yes.
goofy
Yeah, we'll do
Goofy
two.
OS content.
Okay.
The
Uh,
Goofcast.
Apparently, Nintendo is officially entering the movie business, and they'll have their first thing in 2 to 3 years.
Well, here we go. The floodgates are open for gaming.
I noticed they didn't announce what it was yet.
Yeah, they haven't
Which
announced
is-
what it's going to be.
They're just like, Angry Birds can't be the best
Yeah.
video game adaptation.
What can we
We're
do?
going in, boys.
Oh God.
I mean, this is what I've been
Mario,
hearing.
Link, the Ice Climbers.
Is that they
Nintendo's first disaster movie, Ice Climbers.
they're the ones that are specifically waiting to see how
Yeah.
Angry Birds and Warcraft did, and it felt like they're like, we can't wait, we're doing something, and it's like,
Yeah, because
okay,
they've been
guys,
wanting to enter like some kind of entertainment, whether it's like TV or movies, for a long time. And this one, they said they want to do as much of this as they want in house. But something else happened recently that is very interesting.
What?
Apparently, Disney said they're dropping their game development.
Yeah.
So it was like, are these two related?
Huh. That's I heard they were. That does bring in an interesting, because that's been that rumor, the Disney Nintendo rumor has been going on since they bought Marvel and probably before, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a long rumor that they've been wanting to buy Nintendo. But if they bought Nintendo, would that put them in like antitrust?
I don't know.
I mean, that's like
Because
way too big. That's like excessive
Yeah.
to a degree. Because they
So
also
if they
they
don't
have
have their own gaming development studio anymore, then are they just going to buy Nintendo and call that their gaming development studio?
Yeah, I guess that's what they would do. So that's how they probably could do that. That's kind of schemy. Well, they also, the thing is, if they were going to make movies with Nintendo, they have such a full slate. Like, they couldn't even do. The reason they canceled Tron 3 wasn't because they didn't want to do it. It was because
Star
it would
Wars?
have. Well, mostly because of Star Wars, but also because they were like, well, we don't even know when we'd put it out. Was their actual reason, which is like, that's not a studio who doesn't want to make something. It's a studio that has too many things that are working for them, and it's like, I don't know if I was
more.
yeah, but if I was Nintendo, I would look at them and go like, yeah, but are we going to be a priority the way Marvel? It's like you have Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, the Disney animated films, the Disney live action films, and then like there are other. I'm sure there's other things I'm forgetting, and so I think that if I was Nintendo, I'd go, well, maybe a Universal will give me more attention, and that would be more worth my while.
Yeah,
than
but
doing
Universal
a
just
company.
bought DreamWorks.
That's true. Well, no, I'm using them as just an example, but they could like a Warner's or somebody. But I do think like the Nintendo Disney rumors have never gone away. Like everyone's always thought that's going to happen, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But we'll see. I mean, they would also maybe, they have a lot of great executives there. They could put someone in charge of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, and
Then we'll have a Smash Brothers movie.
yeah, maybe. I mean, they could get somebody who's worked under Feige, who likes video games, get it to work. I'm sure it would do really, really well. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry.
All right. Next thing, and then we'll go to Q&A. So James Rolfe, as all of you know, is an angry video game nerd.
Here we go.
Yeah, and he made a video saying that he's not going to see Ghostbusters. He's not going to do a review on it because, it's just another reboot that he doesn't want to see.
Did you see? How many of you saw the video?
I did.
For James and which one?
The one where he says he's not going to review Ghostbusters.
I saw it. I think James was very mature and awesome about it.
I mean, my major complaint is I wish he had
Had a what?
a glass of water,
Oh,
because he kept going like that's why I'm not seeing it. And like I was like, dude, gross.
I think he's sick right now or something.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Wow. Every time a woman died because he hates women.
But I mean, my thing with it is I think there's a certain point when you talk to people and they're just kind of done with modern movies. Like something just pisses them off, and they're just like, I'm done. I don't want to see modern movies anymore. They're not appealing to me. And I think people have a hard time with like when you're in the youth demo, everything appeals to you, and that's like wonderful, but you kind of take it for granted and don't realize like
like when I look back at the things that I went to go see when I was like a young teenager, and then I look at them now, I'm like, a lot of those were shit. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I never had that, because even when like I was the perfect age for those late 90s teen movies, and I always thought all that stuff was crap, so I never was always like, well, none of this stuff appeals to me anyway, it's fine. But I think he is kind of taking it the wrong way, where I think he maybe should wait to actually see it, because the conversation is going to change in July when that comes out, and he's not going to be a part of it. And like, I don't think that movie's going to be incredible, but he's just going to be completely left out, and I'm not sure if he's maybe sick of movies.
I mean, it's. I'm not sure why people are saying, "Oh, he's not going to review it. He should do it." But the thing is, like, James hardly ever does modern movies, so why are you complaining?
Well, I think it's just he made an issue out of it. Is why.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, his whole thing with, because I watched that one and the one about Ghostbusters 3, and that one, I mean, it was weird because it's like it's like he compiled all these information but didn't have a story with it. It was like, and then this happened and that happened, and I was like, okay, like he clearly really likes it, but I think he's asking them to make a Ghostbusters movie that was never going to happen, and he's like really upset about it. But I think he needs to kind of realize that maybe this Ghostbusters was never meant to appeal to him, and I don't think he's taking it the right way.
I don't know. To me, that's what the video was about. He was saying like, this isn't the movie I wanted to see, and so I have no interest in seeing it. Like, he said that pretty much straight up. Just like, I wanted Ghostbusters 3. This isn't Ghostbusters 3. What it's doing has no appeal to me. I don't want to see it. Yeah. And I mean, he even said that like, maybe I'm wrong and maybe the movie will be good. So it sounds like he's open-minded enough to like re-examine it if critical reception is better than he's expecting. I just don't understand where the sexism came from, other than just this being a small part of a big continuous kind of generally ridiculous conversation surrounding this movie to begin with.
I mean, I think it's more just because he I think it's kind of that whole idea of like not he says like it's not because they're women several times in it, but I think it's the whole idea of,
he
like,
doesn't say several times.
Like,
he only points out the female thing like once.
Oh, it's only once? Okay, I'm sorry. But I think it's the whole idea that he's not he's acting like it's not a bigger issue, but I think the whole idea is that not only is it not appealing to him demographically, I don't know what Saber's laughing at, but
can I tell y'all quickly?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Let me get this out. I just watched.
Is it related?
No. I'll wait.
Okay. Well, that it's not appealing to him demographically, like age-wise, but also like gender-wise. I think is maybe a part of it. He can't intellectualize in a way, but I still think he was more of a critic I watched than nostalgia critic, and I've always liked him, but I was honestly disappointed that he was taking this stance, because it's like, I get sometimes when things don't appeal to you, but if you're he's someone who's reviewed movies from the 40s and horror movies from all time, and for him to draw a line is kind of disappointing. To me, it's kind of the first time I've really been I don't know if I mean, I didn't honestly know he was still making stuff. I'm not saying that to disregard him. I honestly thought he did the movie and he left. And I also, it is a little weird. Why did he do this the day before the trailer came out? That was a little odd. The timing of it is a little did he know? I don't know. I think that a lot, but I wasn't.
Or was the trailer released because he made the video?
Ooh. Controversy.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't. From a critical angle, if you're a critic, like I didn't see Money Monster, but I'm not going to make a video about it. You know, it's like.
I think honestly, I can't even imagine the amount of emails and comments he's probably been getting for the last year about, oh, we're gonna see the new Ghostbusters, it's gonna suck balls. You know, I'm sure like he's probably gotten like 1 million of those. It's not even an exaggeration. I'm sure he's got literally 1 million emails. So it's probably something like within his fan base he needed to address. But if you're not involved, you know.
But you don't want to be like, since no one has seen, we've only seen about 1 minute to 2 minutes of this movie. You really don't want to be. I don't think Ghostbusters, the new one's gonna reinvent film or anything. But you really don't want to be on the wrong side. You don't want to be on the wrong side of history. And this, like, he's basically like, it's really got to work out for him. Or this is going to be like some defining thing for him. And I think he's like put himself a little too out there, because like it's like you don't want to say, you know, Daniel Craig would make a horrible Bond or Heath Ledger would make a bad Joker before you've seen either of those movies, you know. And I'm not saying Melissa McCarthy is going to.
But yeah, the thing is, like, though,
but it's like we have to have seen it.
Yeah, even if we go see it in July and it sucks. If all of us think it sucks, but then critics are like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes because like Jungle Book, like what if that happens?
Well, I mean, that's you know, that's a good point. I just think it's like it does remind me of Fantastic Four, in that remember at this time last year it was like everyone was like, can you believe the Human Torch is black? Like that was the biggest thing about that movie. And then it comes out, and a year later, Michael B. Jordan is the only person to have survived that disaster.
Yeah, because he had Creed after that, and that was great.
He had Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like do you want to me, it's like, wait until the movie comes out, because when Fantastic Four came out, no one was talking about Black Johnny Storm anymore. They were talking about the ending and all this stuff. I think like when Ghostbusters comes out, you're gonna watch his video afterwards and be like, I don't know. It's like the argument to me is more like Paul Feig can't direct action, and there's weird parts. I actually think the Ghostbusters work, like that part works. It's just the movie doesn't work. And then it's like this trailer culture. It's really cool, and you get a lot of views when a trailer goes up when you review something. But it's like that's a limited 6-month conversation. But when the movie's out, that goes on forever, because that movie actually, because nobody cares about, like, do we still talk about, if I made a review of the Godzilla trailer from 2014, no one's gonna watch that video.
Yeah.
You know, so
I will.
Thanks, Saber. But I just, to me, it's like
movie, so I'd watch that.
Actually, that's a good point. But I don't know. I was super disappointed, and I was kind of like...
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm not disappointed in James or anything, but I'm disappointed at the media attention, or the media that's reacting to him. Because, like, they're being really mean to him, and also mean to his wife. It's really, really odd.
Oh, I didn't even hear anything about her.
Yeah.
I did see some bigger entertainment sites that never really acknowledge him, bring him up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people brought up, like, you know, he is actually fairly influential in terms of criticism.
I mean, he's an old internet, like, he's been here for a while. Yeah.
Well, that's like what, back when, if you made a common thing was if you did movie reviews, you did it in a character.
Yeah.
Or right. Game reviews, like that's totally gone. No one does that anymore. But like, he's kind of one of he's kind of one of the few that. He always had really good reviews, and even like major critics. So like, you know, he actually is very solid. But I think this kind of hurt him in that regard, because all these people are like, how can you say you're not going to see a movie? Like, that's, I don't know. I think the issue he made.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
What?
It's a bold move, Cotton. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I mean, I think it is like one of those. There's certain moments in certain people's careers where they take a side on something and it ends up hurting them more than helping them, and I'm not saying it's going to be an amazing video. He's really put himself out there for this, and I'm like, doesn't look good for you. If this is 60 if it was like good enough to get a sequel, I don't know I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's just he's really put himself out there, you know.
I just think because this movie sparks such like a political debate about people being like, you know, the feminism versus, you know, misogyny kind of garbage that's just been going on around this movie and like crap being flung on both sides. I think just talking about it in general is you're just putting yourself out there to get fucking targeted, you know, because like
No,
if this movie bombs, and it's possible that it might, and like everybody just thinks it sucks, there's still going to be a very vocal minority of people being like, this movie bombed, it proves that misogyny's everywhere, and it's just going to be like this whole like sub narrative that's going to be just like complete bogus.
I mean, I don't think it'll bomb. I think it'll do pretty well if it's.
Yeah.
And the thing is though, with Paul Feig, is Spy, which was his last movie, had terrible trailers, but was a funny movie. So I would just, I don't know. To me, it's like I think there's always going to be people who hate it, but it's once it comes out, that usually changes the conversation so often. Anyway, sorry, this is like not funny. We brought down the goofiness.
Jim's got to be all insightful. Allow me to turn it around. I just saw the trailer for Independence Day Resurgence, and I want to change the ending. I now know how it will actually end. Okay. All right, so the space battle, it's near Earth's surface. We're fighting them with their spaceships, and then there it is again. There's the mother ship core. Maybe it's pooping out the alien queen or something. And then Will Smith, Jaden Smith's like, how do we know if fire's real, if missiles aren't real? Fires off a missile, and it hits the side of the ship and blows up, and it's like, oh no, we missed. Does anyone have any missiles? And then you just see this jet fighter pull up, and you're like, who is that pilot? And you're, woo, woo! And it's Boomer, the dog from the first movie, flying in, and he fires off a copy of Cats versus Dogs, and it's highly radioactive, and it just it's like one of the explosions from Star Wars: The Clone Wars with Jango Fett, where it's like, and it just blows up the ship. Like, actually, it's a VCR seeker. Don't forget, they have old technology. So the VHS tip is like, she like going through the ship and lands to the VHS, starts playing. The aliens are like, oh, boosh.
Oh my god.
The end. Boomer saves the day. Have we forgotten about Boomer? No, he's still there. With a little Airbud like helmet and everything. He has little dog paws like moving the joystick. I would love that. Guys, it's gonna be a great movie. I can't wait to see it. All right. What? Anything else in the news? Or are we going to the questions?
Let's go ahead and move to Q&A.
Oh my god. That was a way to end it.
But what about Game of Thrones?
What Game of Thrones?
We
Nobody
don't
cares
talk
about Game
them.
of Thrones.
We already
spare
talked
you.
about it on the pre-show, though.
Yeah, everyone's like, I guess we'll just hold off.
Anybody need to
Hodor.
go to the bathroom or get a drink or anything?
Should we do that? I feel like we should.
Yeah. We'll take a break, and then when we get back, we'll do Q&A. So be right back.
I'm gonna get a drink.
All right. Before we do the Q&A, I gotta do the movie raffle for my thing.
Oh.
Oh yeah. That's...
Yeah.
Can I enter?
Are you a $5 patron or more?
No.
Okay.
Paleo won my raffle.
Yeah, I won Jim's raffle. It's awesome.
I should do a raffle.
All right. Still.
Yeah, so I'm gonna review The Girl Who Lived Through Time.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I love that
Because
movie.
I actually have not seen that. I need to see it.
All right. Let's see what it is. All right. It is. Ooh. Time Bandits.
Ooh.
Yeah, from Rachel Wagner. Time Bandits. I've actually seen this movie. Saw it a while ago, like, I don't know, more than 5 years ago, but it's pretty neat. So,
Cool.
thank you for entering, Rachel Wagner. I'll have that out, hopefully, before the month is over.
You all should go to my Patreon where I do stuff as well.
Yes.
You should just give $1 to all of us.
Yeah, just do that. Everybody, all 94 of you here, just give $1 to all of us.
Whoa, that would be awesome.
Or
that would change my life.
Save your dollars for these 3. Give them to me.
Whoa, that was fucked up. Saber.
I will reinvest.
No.
I will
Don't do that because Saber's got $1 million views worth of ad revenue on Powerpuff.
That means he got $1 million.
More money than the rest of us.
Saber is just gonna keep buying One Punch Man shirts, and
investment. Jim, these will be worth something someday. Y'all like it?
Look, I actually read an article that said if Saber stops buying One Punch Man shirts, the One Punch Man industry would collapse. I read that.
Dude, the manga has been great. There's been some really cool stuff.
I totally made fun of Saber, and he goes, "Dude, I don't care." Anyway, the manga.
No, I'm making fun of it. It's the truth. There's some mystery behind who's the number 1 in the Hero Association.
Ooh.
Finally getting to it, and it's so the way they're going, it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. It's really good. I can't wait to see where they go with it. But questions?
Yes, but questions.
I have a good one that we should have probably talked about. No offense, Paleo. Sorry.
Yeah, Paleo sucks.
Before someone actually said they already remade 101 Dalmatians and no 2 Nutties.
Yeah, I mean that was the joke.
I'm not gonna say your name, but you're precious.
You're precious.
No, you don't know. That was the joke because we were talking about how people are dumb, and so they were purposely making a dumb.
Oh, I get it.
I'm giving them the benefit.
Oh,
of the
super
doubt.
meta.
Okay.
I'm gonna hope that was what happened.
Tom Oliver just got a subscriber for that.
That doubles the subscription base.
Ouch.
Doubles my active subscription base. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Anyway,
God, get 100,000 subscribers.
Tom, I love you.
Okay, Ozzy LS, thoughts on the Assassin's Creed trailer?
Oh yeah.
They live in a trailer now?
No.
There's an Assassin's Creed movie.
Did you take Goofy?
Yeah, it's coming out in September. I mean, not September.
I guess I
December.
need to play those games then. I still haven't played a single Assassin's Creed game.
You don't need to.
Well, you know what the thing I read about? You know what I read about this movie after the trailer came out? Is that apparently almost 70% of it takes place not in the past, but in the present of this futuristic society. So that trailer is pretty much kind of lying.
Really?
And also, it comes out against Rogue One, so let's temper those expectations.
Yeah.
Right.
Lamau.
By the way, there was something I was going to talk about in the podcast, but I scrapped it for time. But since it came up in this question, I'll go ahead and say it. Apparently, the Assassin's Creed movie has a pre-order bonus.
I've heard about this.
Are you fucking for real?
Yeah. It has like a hand dagger that you can get.
God fucking
there was a funny post on Imgur where it's like the movie's out and it's not finished, where the faces are not fully rendered and everything. It's like it's just a floating eyeballs in the teeth where it's like, I'm dark and brooding or something like that. It's good. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's cool to see game movies show up.
I hope
Warcraft will be good someday.
Yeah, someday.
Final Fantasy, let's do this again.
I mean, I feel like it's about time, you know.
Yeah.
What if they just make a sequel to the Mario movie? Like, Nintendo's like, what can go wrong?
Speaking of
Mario, go on. What's the next question?
Monaco asks, or I guess states, Nintendo cannot be bought by Disney due to the fact that the Japanese law does not allow non-Japanese companies to buy Japanese ones. Is that a thing?
Disney couldn't afford Nintendo if they wanted to.
Wait, so like Sony's Japanese, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm not racist. So Sony could buy. Sony. Sorry. Because I was like, please be. Okay. So Sony could buy like Columbia and MGM, but MGM and Columbia couldn't buy Sony.
Right.
Damn. That's some shit. Well, I guess
I like that.
but maybe that's why they're just going to come up with some sort of distribution kind of deal where they're kind of separate, like a separate entity, but still like aligned with Disney, like a distribution deal for movies, and then do all of the Disney games.
You don't want your countries, your main companies to be owned by companies out of other countries. Like, it'd be weird if all the Japanese companies were like owned by like America. It's like So I'm glad that they have that law to prevent that. I'm sure they can find ways around it.
You know what?
They'll probably do like a partnership, if anything.
That's very Angry Birds of them. Sorry.
I am Donald Trump or whatever.
This is another question from Monaco. Well, this one's actually a question, not a statement like before. How would you feel if Guillermo del Toro made a Mario, Kirby, Zelda, or other Nintendo movie? Let's see, what franchise would be good for Guillermo del Toro?
Castlevania.
Well, that's Konami, but I mean, they could.
What's Tom singing?
Metroid, goddamn!
Yeah, it would be Metroid. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
It should be Metroid. I agree.
Yeah, he'd make a great Metroid movie.
He'll say he's gonna direct it, like he says he's gonna direct a million things, and it won't happen.
Oh.
Because he always does the stuff he writes or develops. Like Pacific Rim's like the only thing he has written that he's directed, right? I think so.
Ooh, here's an interesting question.
That might not be true. Anyway, sorry.
IU fan asks, what are some animated movies that would work better as live-action movies? And I actually have a couple of answers.
I actually think Well, okay. So they'd have to be better, not just comparable.
I think that's a fair point to ask.
I mean, like Fire and Ice by Ralph Bakshi is an awesome movie. It's Frank Frazetta and Ralph Bakshi. If you know who both those people are, you should see Fire and Ice. It's awesome. But they could make a live action movie. That would be cool. Also, I don't think they've made a live action movie out of Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings. So if they ever do that, that would probably be cool.
Yeah. Someday, maybe.
Someday. Hope they should make it into 3 movies, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Just not. Never mind.
But I was gonna say, recently I watched last year when Marnie was there, and I was like, why is this animated? Because there's really no reason for it to be.
Well, I don't know. I like the animation in that, but yeah.
I mean, I do like the animation in it, but there's no reason for it to be animated.
Wait, what movie?
When Marnie was there, it was the latest Studio Ghibli movie.
Or the last Studio Ghibli movie.
Yeah. Well, they're doing Red Turtle this year, but that's more of a collaboration thing.
I think it's just because Takahata worked on it, and he was like, yeah, sure, we'll just slap the name on it. I didn't get it. I didn't get the impression anybody else worked on it, really.
Yeah, and when I saw the trailer, I was like, this doesn't look like Ghibli at all. So,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, would make a better one. See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, well, I was gonna make another link.
I guess that's my main problem with a lot of anime is that a lot of anime just feels like it should just be live action. There's like no reason it should be animated.
I'm trying to think what.
I'm having a hard time thinking. Oh, Jungle Book.
See, this is just like I was gonna say Ghost in the Shell. No, no, I do think Black Cauldron would work. To be honest, if you got the right director, I think that could work a lot better.
Somebody said Anomalisa, and somebody has brought that up before, but I feel like it's better with the voice being the same.
Well, no, Anomalisa, yeah, that wouldn't work. Like, it has to be animated because of that voice thing. Like, Anomalisa would be so, it would just.
And plus, all of the faces are the same.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it would not work any other way. So,
do y'all think How to Train Your Dragon could be a very good live-action film if done right?
Well, is DreamWorks going to get into that now that they're owned by Universal? I'm sure they will eventually. But How to Train Your Dragon could, but the problem with doing How to Train Your Dragon is the precedent for those films being incredible visual theatrical experiences. Mm-hmm. And you'd have to get someone who's like a real visual stylist because, like, regardless, like, 2... the visual composition in 2 is so sophisticated that, like, I don't think if you were really going to get into that franchise, you'd have to have someone who can bring it and make those flying sequences as dazzling as they are.
Yeah.
So that would be, to me, that would be. It seems like something that would be easier, but it would actually be really hard because you have to get those dragons to work and emote, and you have to get those, like that battle sequence. Like if you watch 2, there's always another story going on in the background, and then there's a story going on in the foreground. It's really, like, I've watched that film a couple times and picked up little things.
Really?
It's really interesting. Yeah, I kind of wish that film didn't get the real IMAX release it deserved because it's really very beautiful visually. I was just like, whoa, this is just like insane. I really like those movies a lot. I'm a huge
They're
fan.
good.
They're DreamWorks' best franchise right now.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, and I do not want a live action Shrek. So please don't let that happen.
There's already a musical.
Please. Shrek.
All right.
Actually, Rise of the Guardians go anyway. Let's move on.
The internet ruined Shrek. I love it.
All right. Pizza Party Podcast.
No, wait. Hold on. The internet didn't ruin Shrek. Shrek ruined
the
Shrek.
internet.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Pizza Party Podcast, or PPP Fandom, asks, I got a chance to see X-Men early, and I really liked it. What is a film that you think is good and that got negative reviews?
I can answer this.
What?
Actually, maybe I can't because I think the movie's bad, but I like it anyway.
Tell me.
The Spirit. I like that movie a lot. No,
That was such. I felt so robbed. I was like, this isn't Sin City. Where's Bruce?
I went in expecting like something like Sin City, but then like as soon as I rephrased my expectations to be like, this is just a silly, dumb movie, I was totally fine with it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it would be. I mean, I never saw it, but it was interesting because it was so inspired by this Spirit with the whole Electro thing that he would maybe do a better job, but I guess not. I didn't see it though, so.
It had oh my god, I'm blank. Forget it. I lost my thought. It's gone. Fuck.
Nacho Libre for me.
Actually, you know what?
I like that movie.
I like Nacho Libre. I don't know.
Finally, someone.
I haven't seen it.
Chill.
It was fun. It was. I think the thing about that movie is it just got so forgotten because it was like the follow up to Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
From those directors.
Yes.
And like, I don't think it like was the cultural hit that they wanted, so everyone just assumed it was a bomb. But I think it did pretty well. It's like there are certain movies where people go, "Oh, that bombed," and then you go, "Oh, wait, it actually made money and
Yeah.
was fine." I don't know. It's weird. That happens sometimes.
For me, at least recently, Hardcore Henry, because that was a pretty fun movie, but it didn't get great reviews. It got very, very mixed reviews because obviously that movie's not going to be for everybody because of the way it's filmed.
Yeah,
but
I
it was pretty
like
fun.
that movie too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good answer. It escapes me. I like the Godzilla 2014.
Get out.
I'm just saying, I liked it. There's a lot of problems with it, but for what it was, I was like, this is really awesome.
Oh, that
Like,
reminds me,
that's
the
it.
Jurassic Park sequels. Like, I like those movies.
Oh wait, you know what? I like Jurassic Park 3, so that,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I like that one.
Alan.
Alan.
I didn't. What
Uh,
about what? Next question.
okay. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. I was just prattling on.
Oh, okay. Zane Powers asks, which is an awesome name, by the way. As an aspiring writer, many ideas I get come from something else existing. Is my reliance on that make me a hack?
No,
No,
not at all.
no.
Everything's been done.
Well, and the way you said that made me laugh. Sorry, I didn't. No, but like what the way that everything's inspired by something. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing is that most people you're going to tell that to don't understand art and influence, and influence is one of the most essential parts of art and
Yes.
how art flows and why you go, then we have this thing and this led to that and that
Yep.
led to that. So it's totally natural, but what I would say is you use your influences in an interesting way and say something with them and understand those influences, and even look at if you're really influenced by something and you keep thinking about it, what influenced that, and try to understand it more. And that's where you get people like Tarantino or Spielberg, who they understand exactly what they're saying with that influence, and that's going to make you a stronger writer. I don't know what this person is exactly influenced by, but I would say anyone who tells you, you're being too much like this, you're being too much like that, I mean, maybe that is a criticism and you should look at that, but maybe understand that influence. But you're not being a hack because you're influenced by something, because everyone is influenced by something.
And by the
so that's just idiot. Don't listen to people who say that, because they just do not understand art. Anyway, sorry.
Do it different or do it better.
Yeah,
that's important.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess, yeah, basically.
Or do both.
Yeah.
Because everything's been done. Like, I'm sure, like, look at the current climate or landscape of YouTube. It's kind of sad because a lot of my coworkers and friends who are, like, I guess, like, Georgia acquaintances be like, Steven, I think I'm going to get in on that YouTube stuff and do a Let's Play channel. I'm like, good luck. Yeah, a lot of competition out there.
Well, there was a thing, there's a Roger Ebert did a Rules of Criticism, and he said once, it's not what a film's about, it's how it is about it. And that's kind of how you should look at most of what you're doing. Don't think of what it's about, just think how you're going to do it, I guess. So, but I would seriously look at your influences and influence those, and you'll learn a lot about your own influences, and it'll make you a better artist.
And we go right back to the Bible. Or Greece. Or
Greece? What weird things are you influenced by? Greece in the Bible.
Maybe 300. No, I'm just saying, like, if you go back, it's like, oh well, like George R. R. Martin.
Yeah, I mean, even the Bible is like influenced by Mesopotamian like tales.
Well, if you
like
go way
the
back,
Epic of Gilgamesh.
And even that's based on Jurassic Park. I'm sorry, the Flintstones.
Well, anyway, you don't have to go all the way that far back, but just go a little, like 20, 30 years back, and you're fine.
Okay. I thought we were going by centuries.
I call it a wheel. Oog, that's been done, you hack. Try being original for once, like Mungapu over there, who came up
Wait, is one of the cavemen named Ugu? Is he Japanese?
I said Gugu.
They said Ugu.
Ugu.
In my kawaii Ugu.
A little kawaii, like, leaf. No, I was going to say, George R. R. Martin, inspired by Tolkien. Tolkien inspired by his own stories and whatnot, but also through Greek and Anglo-Saxon mythology. And that always, it goes back and goes back and goes back. Because when look at how across the world, different cultures, there's dragons.
George R. R. Martin's also influenced by comics, because there's a Fantastic Four comic with a fan letter from him in it.
Really?
There's an old... look it up on, like, Google. There's an old Fantastic Four comic that has a fan, like, in the fan page thing, it has a fan letter from George R. R. Martin. I was like, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That's pretty awesome.
I think it's either George Martin or George R. Martin. It's like something like that. But yeah, it's funny.
All right. You have another question, Paleo?
Yeah, Ray Cortex asks, what are your guys' favorite fighting game?
Well, it's called... Mine's called Life. Anyway.
I'll just say Smash
National
Brothers.
Convention.
What'd you say?
So the Republican National Convention.
You should have been like, every day as I'm a barista at Starbucks.
But that's just a meme I came up with.
Like, we do not accept Discover.
No, dude, there so many stupid customers.
Wait, do you accept Discover?
Is there money on it? Cool.
Is there money on it? Is that in the start? I don't want to get you fired.
Don't worry, I say some stupid things at work. Like, I'm waiting for somebody I'm gonna cross the line and be like, oh, that chocolate milk mustache you have makes you look like Hitler.
And you should be also your non-progressive views on Jews, like Hitler as well. I'm the regional manager.
There was on the little coffee, like Pike's Coffee Blonde and Dark Roast, they once had a this weird little African creature, like a little animal, because it was this like African roast coffee, and its nose looked like very phallic. And I'm like, I'm gonna fix this. I cut out pieces of paper and I taped them and I censored it. I put it over the nose, and then with these, I guess, siren, how her fins split out, I put one between her crotch, and then I put one just randomly over a bird's head over the blonde roast. And I'm like, let's see how long that lasts all day. And it lasts all day. And I was so proud. I was like, no one noticed. I protected them from being
triggered.
Yes, thank you.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, you go ahead. I've been doing
okay.
all.
This is a question I can't really answer, but I thought, because, Digital Rocks asks thoughts on the choice of celebrity voice actors for the MLP film coming next year.
Yeah, I looked at this. Apparently Emily Blunt is going to be in it. Live Schreiber? I don't know how to pronounce his name.
That was funny. Leave Schreiber. Plalio. Can't you get his name right?
Kristen Chenoweth or whatever her name is.
Chadwater. That Twilight Sparkle's a bitch.
Tay Diggs.
Who are these people?
Well, like, are they having, as someone who's never watched this show, sorry, that still makes me laugh. I don't know why. Sorry.
You're lucky.
Why wouldn't they just have the voices of the people on the show?
No, they do have the voices of people on the show.
Oh my god,
but they're just going to be different characters, I guess.
Oh, so it's like, is it going to be like the Rugrats movie where like they're going to walk by and go, "Hey, what's up?" Or you know how Smosh was apparently in Angry Birds?
Yeah, I was like, where?
Yeah, like, did they just let them do a background character?
I guess
and go,
so.
Sure, you were in a movie, kid. Because that's what happened in the Rugrats movie. There were like 28 guest stars, but they're all like babies in that one singing sequence or something.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Or in the case of Rugrats Go Wild, Bruce Willis was Spike the dog.
Oh, I remember.
So weird.
It's me, Bruce Willis, Spike the dog.
I got an afternoon to record this, so let's get this done.
I like the part in when he played Spike the dog, and Spike stepped on glass and was stuck in the ventilation ducts.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yippee barky, a mother." Barker.
He goes, "They said come to California." They said these dog biscuits will be just great. I don't know. Anyways, sorry.
All right. From Delay 18, thoughts on Homer Live from The Simpsons back from May 15th. Yeah, they did like a weird live thing on The Simpsons where they had like Dan Castellaneta do a voiceover for Homer, and they had it live animate because it was sort of this weird motion capture thing, but in 2D. And
I mean, I didn't.
Yeah. Have you guys seen it?
I've seen
I
clip
did.
of it,
I didn't see it.
and everyone, because it was a video showing how it was done. I think you reblogged it, maybe.
Yeah, I vlogged it.
And like people were bitching, like it looks like shit. I'm like, yeah, it looks like shit, but it was being done in real time. It's pretty impressive from a technical standpoint.
Yeah. So yeah,
Simpson.
I don't know. The Simpsons are still on?
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're still doing this.
That joke that they made in the like season 8 or something, where is it like, we'll never stop the Simpsons. That joke is not being a joke anymore.
No, it'll never.
When will it end? Like seriously, will it actually come to an end? Like in the next decade or two?
I think when the voice actors.
Yeah, when they
start
die.
Because I don't think
We can only pray.
Even though most countries have different voice actors for The Simpsons, I think it's gonna be something like that when all these voice actors start passing away. Because there's no way they can. I'm just like, how you can't even watch it in syndication now. They've ruined even that. Thanks a lot, The Simpsons.
Wait, how did they ruin that?
Because there's so many of these new ones, you gotta like, ugh. Like, you don't want to risk it, you know? It's the worst.
How do you spell? So what's who's Homer's voice actor? Dan
Castellaneta. I forgot how. I don't know how to.
I see it.
Like,
I want to see what his net worth is.
It
60 million.
It just says more than you.
It just says, ha ha. I wonder who the most who's the most wealthy voice actor of all time.
Isn't Tara Strong worth a lot?
No, that's not 60 million. She ain't worth that much. I guarantee that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Yeah, I don't think Tara Strong's worth that much.
I'll look it up. Next question. I'll look up why you do the next question.
Okay. Because Mark Hamill's net worth is only $6 million.
Mark Hamill spends too much of his money on Star Wars toys. All right, it says Tara.
You know he has a warehouse full of Star Wars toys in original packaging. Like Mark Hamill wants to cash out.
Mark Hamill's awesome.
And Mark Hamill,
$6 million? I don't believe that for a second.
You know how much he got paid for Force Awakens alone? That was like the most expensive stare in cinema history.
Oh my God, maybe I'm wrong. It does say $6 million.
Yeah, I told you.
That would be
Tara Strong's worth $10 million.
Tara Strong's worth is.
You know what's weird about these worth things is like, where do they get this in?
I don't know. It's weird.
But like
next time Tara Strong mentions a charity, I'm gonna just copy paste a screen cap of her net worth saying you pay for it.
I can't type in like Tommy Oliver's net worth and see his bank account summary. You know,
$1 trillion. Jim Gizrael's net worth. Let me see. Jim, you're a billionaire.
Wow, really? Cool.
All right.
Pan Pizza owns. Oh God, he owes money.
he owes $1 billion. All right. IU fan asks best Tom Hanks movie from the 90s.
Well, Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story, pretty much.
Or live action one, I guess.
Yeah, what live action one? Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, that would be up there. Philadelphia.
How about The Burbs?
Apollo 13. That's the 80s, son. That's the 80s.
Wait.
Isn't it?
Did it come out in the 80s? I thought it was the early 90s.
Or is it like 1990? If it's 1990 at the
1989. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or like Big. I would count Big, but I think that's the so.
They're saying that, by the way, I look at this top 10 list of the most wealthy voice actors, and they're saying that Walt Disney's number one. Do you feel like that's cheating?
Yeah, that's cheating.
He was the voice of Mickey Mouse. I mean, Seth
yeah, but that's
MacFarlane.
not his primary thing.
Seth's on there too. They say Matt Groening's number 2.
Matt Groening?
I'm sorry.
They make the joke in The Simpsons about that.
Whatever. Go on. What's your next question?
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know. Let's see. What is... what movie cliches do you enjoy seeing despite being done to death? Asked by Invisible Red Pandas.
Wait, what's the question?
When someone's like, "Good day, sir," I said, "Good day."
What movie cliches do you enjoy seeing despite them being done to death?
I'm still a sucker for slow motion action scene. I kind of like what Schneider does and things like that. I think it can be effective. I think he overdoes it, but just the effect in general, I kind of like that a lot. What else?
I like. Isn't there something recently with like funny enough, AVGN did one on this. We talked about like tropes going on right now in current cinema, and the video he made about that was like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, something like that. The camera rotation around like when the Avengers were getting up to fight in New York City.
Oh yeah,
and the camera went around. I'm like, that's cool. I like that. It shows you what's going on.
Super cool.
When it's used right, it can be awesome. Versus if it's, I don't know, with Seth Rogen being like, "Whoa, cheeseburgers," and they're going around him or something. You're like, "Oh, okay, that's lame." What about you, Jim?
Didn't I say one before? Oh, I don't know. I guess like which one I like. You mean?
Yeah.
I'm never good at this. I don't know if there's one I like. I guess anytime someone gets like their comeuppance, I like that cliche. That's kind of a cliche. Yeah. You know, I'm not good at. Sorry.
All right. Let's end on a dark note. Brian Corbett asks, "What's one celebrity you really hope doesn't die this year?"
Plalio Strano. Sorry, I'll stop doing.
That's such a cliche. I'd have to say David Attenborough.
I was gonna say that too.
David, please
I
don't
really
die.
hope he doesn't die this year.
Well, as long as
Live to be 100.
Richard Attenborough stays, I think we'll be fine.
He's what?
He's Jim. He's dead. I'll show you.
No, I was joking. I mean, I think we've had enough celebrity deaths, you know. So
I don't know. There's some celebrities who got my death note.
I mean, what?
What?
I asked you to throw your death notebook away.
Yeah, Jim. Well, nice try. Too busy. You will never catch me, L.
He's like,
"What's your full name?"
Do you bring it to work at Starbucks and someone's like, she was like, "Oh, where's my coffee?" Go, what'd you say your name was again?
Well, yeah. I'll put the papers on the cup so I write what's your name in the cup.
No, just like, if you have a complaint, just sign your name in this book and we'll get back to you.
But then they're like, you wrote on my Starbucks cut death note. Did you put me in your death notebook? And like,
no, absolutely. You know what's great is in the Spanish dub for be like, what are you? I am L-E-L. The what? L. The L what?
The what?
The what? L. Alright, whatever. I'm white. Alright, so David Attenborough, Clint Eastwood.
Oh yeah, that'd be sad.
Ian McKellen's getting up there because rest his soul, Christopher Lee died last year around this time, kind of. August. Though I wouldn't say Christopher Lee died. I'd say he just stopped living. He was done. He won the game. He was good.
Well, he was sick for a long. Like when he did The Hobbit, they actually shot him in England.
Yeah,
because he couldn't make it to New Zealand. He was too frail. I mean, you know, there's tons of old movie stars, like the guy from Mr. Ed. That bummed. I used to watch Mr. Ed.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
There's been a lot of.
I mean,
what?
I said there's been a lot of musicians dying because like Lemmy died, David Bowie died, Prince died. So I'm expecting another musician.
Yeah.
Well, it's just kind of it's a hard pill to swallow to realize that it comes for us all, and it will give time where it's like, oh my God, Harrison Ford died, or oh my God, Jeb Bush died. It's like, no.
Please clap.
That was crazy.
Please die.
That Harrison Ford actually died in that part in Force Awakens. Spoilers, sorry everybody.
Jim, I told you how this plays out. Like, did I ever tell you how it's a segue into Indiana Jones, right? I have told you. That's exactly.
You know who the pawn who I am worried about now is because Stanley said this is his last New York Comic Con.
Really?
Yeah. So I think that one, if Stanley died, I'd be really upset.
Don't worry, he'll just put Jack Kirby and take him. You finally get your credit, Kirby.
I think when he died, people would at least respect, like, because he did a lot of shitty things, but he still did a lot for comics, more than I think anyone else.
I agree,
because he promoted comics for so many decades when nobody didn't care. But the Jack Kirby thing, I'm not trying to say that is still fucked up, and I still think he should. It would be nice if he apologized for that before he died, but he won't.
May I make a request for a video? If you ever do one, if you want to put this in your to-do list, if you have a rainy day and you're like, I'm out of ideas.
My to-do list is so long. I don't know.
No, just I'm just throwing it out there. Because when I was in Seattle, I was eating a dinner with my friends, and we were talking about just how like Iron Man and Spider-Man back in like the mid or whatever 2000s kicked off the Marvel craze, and we were talking, seeing like, well, what happened before? How did Marvel get divided up? I would love to see a video where someone explains like, this is what happened. Here's Marvel. Here's how the rights split off, and this is how it came back.
It's interesting you say that because there's a certain element of that, not in a video that's coming out anytime soon, that I would like to do a video on, but I don't want to say because I don't know.
Surprise me.
But there's some good stories about certain ones. There's other ones like I researched. I can just say this because it's not happening, so I don't care. I researched like how did Warner Brothers get DC, and it is literally the most boring fucking story in the existence of stories. It's like, so this one company bought Warner Brothers, and this other company bought DC, and then they bought each other. And then one day they were at a board meeting. Someone was like, "Hey, guess what, guys? We own both." And they're like, "Oh shit, we should like maybe make some movies in 20 years." Yeah, that's cool. Let's go to lunch. That's the whole story. That's not an exaggeration. Like, I would love to read. That's all I could find. I did a lot. I was like, I saw Batman and Superman and goes, you know what? How did that happen? And I could barely find anything, and that's all I found is like somebody went, hey,
considering Batman v Superman, that's a pretty...
What?
Just considering Batman v Superman, that is a pretty fitting story for what happened. Just corporate boredom.
I thought of making a 2-minute video of the movie. Just happened. Whatever. Cool, right?
Funny.
It's like it is the least interesting story ever. Anyway.
All right. I guess we're done.
We're
for the night.
Out.
So next time, let's see. Saber, you're at a convention this coming weekend.
I will be at a convention this weekend coming up, but I should be in town for the next podcast.
Yeah, and then next time, so it'll be June 5th? No,
Yeah.
June 6th. June 6th. That's a Monday.
What? Is that right?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's June 6th.
Okay.
D-Day.
Yes. Oh my
I
god.
think. No, June 5th, I think. One of those two.
No, it's June 6th.
We need to have Matt on so we can have a World War II special.
Yes. Operation
Yeah, we'll do
Overlord was June 6th, you're right. It was planned for June 5th, but they had to postpone it because the weather was so bad, and they said, let's wait till the next day. Which then everything went to hell, but they somehow overcame it. On that note, apparently I'll close us out.
All right, thanks for coming out to the POS Podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Oh, we're playing this game again. I lost. Damn it.
We're still.
Jim wins.
Is it over?
It's over.
Oh.